Yes. Okay, so we're recording, you guys. What's up? So thank you guys so much first of all for being on here. Taryn and I wanted to collaborate on this. We actually started, I don't know, the process of talking about this not even maybe a week and a half ago, and we were like, what if we do something like this? So we're just so appreciative that you guys took the time out to hop on with us. Couple things, you guys. If you can blow up the chat and bring your level 10 energy, that's what we need, you guys. Tonight is really, so this is a two-part series. It's tonight and tomorrow night. And really, essentially, you guys, we wanted to really talk to you about vision, manifesting, what it is, how you get it, what does it look like, what is it supposed to look like, what are your thought processes, your doubts, your fears, limitations behind it. And I think many of you may not even realize you have a disconnect with that. Many of you may not even realize what to even look for. It seems really awkward to you. So we're hoping that what we talk about tonight is going to help every single one of you. And we're going to try to talk a few different perspectives here, you guys. But again, if you can bring your level 10 energy, blow up the chat, ask questions, take notes, bring your full attention and energy to this, because we've got an awesome video at the end that Taryn's going to share, you guys. And some of you may have seen it, some of you may have been there. But you guys, it's amazing. So let's jump right into it, you guys. First and foremost, just so we can kind of set the scene here. How many of you have actually ever thought about, know exactly what your vision looks like? Whether it was when you joined, whether it's today, whenever. Just drop a 1 if you're like, yep, I got it. Like, I know what it is. I feel it. I see it, all the senses. Drop a 2 if you're like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, kind of. I kind of feel like I do, but I'm not sure. And then drop a 3 if you're like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't even know how to do it. Like, I don't even know what you're asking of me. Seems awkward. I don't know how to necessarily manifest at that level yet. Just so we can kind of get an understanding, guys. It's okay to be any one of those 3. Trust and believe we've been there too. So, all right, girl. So Taryn, I'm gonna let you jump in first. You guys, we're gonna talk like short term and long-term vision, and we're really just kind of have some dialogue back and forth. And again, blow up the chat and let us know what questions or aha moments you guys have. But we really want to kind of give you some perspectives of kind of our journey personally into this, and hopefully some of you can relate to either one of us. So
what's up, guys? I'm so excited about this. I have been like talking nonstop about this. Tavia and I have been planning. We are just so excited for this for you guys. So thank you so much for giving us your time and for being on. I'm so excited. So just a heads up, I'm by myself with Ashton, so you might hear the TV in the background, or she might come pop on. But eventually my husband will be home in about a half an hour, so then he'll help with her. But guys, listen, there's this whole idea of vision. I mean, it's something that even today I have to remind myself to take that vision, because there are times that it's very easy to get caught up in doing all the work and not remembering what that vision is. And I'll be honest, when I can see myself tiring out and feeling frustrated. Is my Wi-Fi okay? Because it keeps freezing you guys and fast forwarding it. Are we okay, Tavia? Okay, good. And there's times when you guys might feel yourself kind of burn out a little bit, or feeling as if you're doing a ton of work and just kind of feeling frustrated, or like you're stuck in one place and your wheels are spinning. And so we really wanted to kind of help you break through that and remind you to keep looking to have that vision. So I think I'm looking at my notes because I made so many notes for today, but I think one thing that I really wanted to talk about, Tavia and I were talking that, there's like a short-term vision and a long-term vision. And a lot of you guys probably are sitting here saying, I don't know how to have vision. Like, it sounds great. And you hear that a lot of the top leaders say, like, you have to have a vision in order to get to that next level, but I don't know how to do it. But I want to ask you guys, this can apply to so many different aspects of your life, but if you're married, drop a, what are we on? 3? Drop a 3 in the chat if you're married. Okay. If you graduated high school, drop a 4. Okay. Okay. So here's why I'm asking you guys this. Okay. I know when I got married, I had a very clear vision of what I wanted my wedding to look like. I knew I could see in my head what I wanted my wedding to look like. I could see what I looked like walking down the aisle. I saw what my husband's face was supposed to look like when I came down the aisle. I could hear the songs that I wanted. I knew what flowers I wanted. When you graduated high school, most of you had a vision for some aspect. So even if you're not married, guys, this applies to you. You had a vision for some aspect of your life, right? You knew that even, I mean, the graduation itself, you kind of like envisioned yourself walking across that stage, getting your diploma. Maybe you got to graduate with a friend ahead of you or like behind you. So you got to do some sort of fun thing with them as you cross the stage. Like you had this vision in your mind, and she's dumping her entire cup of hydrate out all over the floor. It's all right. Sorry. Just hear it all falling. But this gives you a great glimpse into short-term and long-term vision. Okay. Because the short term of, I'm going to use my wedding. Okay. The short term of my wedding was, this is what my wedding day is going to look like. Okay. That was short term. I had a very clear picture of everything that I wanted for my wedding day. My long-term vision was, this is what my marriage is going to look like. We're going to get married and we're going to have kids and we're going to buy a house and we're going to go do all these cool things and we're going to have all these trips and like all this cool stuff. But do you guys follow what I'm saying? Like you knew exactly what you wanted on your wedding day or on your graduation day, and you knew what you wanted with your marriage or to do, you know, even if you're not doing what you thought you were going to do when you graduated, right? Like you had that vision. And so it's the same concept. I know, it's okay. I'll take it. Thank you. It's the same concept, you guys, with this business. Okay. There's a short-term vision that you have for your business, and there's a long-term vision. And they parallel each other, you guys, because just as I had that vision for my wedding, I had to put in a lot of work to make that vision come about. I couldn't just sit there and say, well, this is what I want, so it's just all going to happen, right? I had to find the florist. I had to find the caterer. I had to show up and go look at the site. The morning of the wedding, I was the one that was there putting everything together because I wanted it to all be exactly how I wanted it. And so if you have whatever that short-term vision is, and we're going to get more into that, but that short-term vision, you have to be willing and able to put that work in order to see that vision come about. And it's the same thing with your long-term. Okay. In order for me to have a happy, successful marriage, there's a lot of work that has to go into that in order to, you know, like I said, my vision was we were going to get married and have a baby. Well, we did. And it's a lot of work. It was a lot of work to get here. So there's a lot of work that goes into whatever your short or long-term vision is, but it's the same concept with this business. Tavia, do you want to hop in on anything?
Yeah, I love those perspectives. Here's the thing, guys, and I hope that we can, and we are obviously being honest. And, Taryn and I are both red. Those of our teams are on here. You guys both kind of know that. But here's the thing, and kind of to add to what she's saying, what I realized, not even in the beginning of my business, was a dream was a little bit different for me than a vision. Let me explain. So when I dream about something, you dream about these just beautiful, luxurious fantasies. And it's like, oh, you're floating in clouds. And wouldn't this be so nice? And oh my gosh, but what a vision was I think there was more of an emotional connection with me. So for example, like a vision is what I saw for my life with my eyes like closed. Like I didn't look at it as like when I closed my eyes, it was like this emotional connection that I had. Like, what amazing thing would it be like to wake up? The sun is shining. I feel it coming in. It's just giving me so much energy. My kids are running in my room. They're happy. They're joyful. They're smiling. I have absolutely no debt. There's no worry in my life. Like everything felt so complete, right? Have you ever had that moment in your life where you think, what if it could be like this? And of course we always talk in terms of, well, what if, right? I mean, but that is a vision. That is a vision that you have that is so deeply intertwined with who you are as a person, what you wanted for your life. And although sometimes I think I saw someone put in here, like, you got married in your tiny kitchen. Here's the thing. I know that probably wasn't your vision, right? It wasn't what you thought would happen. And what I realized, and it's so crazy that it happened today, you guys, is sometimes when we're talking about short-term vision and long-term vision, a vision is just that. And we can never necessarily control that it actually happens the exact way that we see it. But I will say this, I have learned over 5.5 years of being in this business that every single negative thing that has ever happened has actually been the best thing that has ever happened. And what I mean by that is, is it's all in the way that I choose to accept what's happening. For example, have you guys ever had a time where you were supposed to follow up with the customer and you forgot? You forgot. And all of a sudden you're going through your messages and you're like, oh shoot. Like, and I'm like, hey sis, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I forgot to text you. Da da da. Do you know that happened to me today, right? Because I'm like, my inbox is blowing up, right? But that's no excuse. But I did, I forgot, I got her cell phone number, I did everything, and I forgot to text her, right? So do you know what she said? No, I'm sorry, I'm not interested anymore. And in that moment, I thought, you know what? I could be upset and I could be like, really? Like, this could totally change the course of my day. But I said, you know what, God, thank you so much for you allowing this to happen, because now I am more aware that I need to take better responsibility of what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Right. And so I chose to look at it in a different way. Now, here's the thing, too. I think when negative things happen in your life, you've got to remember, especially when you're starting this business, you guys, we can't control the things that are uncontrollable. Right. But no matter what negative thing happens to you, I feel like your vision should never change because of negative things that happen. People leaving your business, customers canceling, customers calling and cussing you out because they didn't like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? All the bad stuff, right? Someone, going off on you for asking them to do a host post, right? Any crazy thing that's ever happened to you. It shouldn't necessarily shift the vision that you have for yourself, right? Because there's millions of people in this world. And if one person is going to shift your mindset in that moment, then that's obviously a reflection of how much you believe in the vision, because you can have a vision, but then you got to believe in the vision. I think it's a two-tone thing. Wouldn't you agree, Taryn?
For sure. And you guys have to remember when something negative like that happens, why are you going to, okay, guys, like Tavia said, we're red. Okay. So I might get a little red, but I always tell my team knows if I get red, I say it with so much love, because I see everyone's potential. But why, if someone's going to be negative with you, why on earth are you going to give that much power to one person? You are the one who is in control of what you do with your business. You are the one who has control. And obviously we can't control everything, okay? Because you do get people who will say something negative, or you do get somebody who will come in and try and throw your mood off. And guys, I would be lying if I said that doesn't happen to me sometimes, that it doesn't throw my mood off. But then I sit and I evaluate and I'm like, hold up. This is like a little peon over here, okay, who doesn't even matter. Why? There's like 7 billion people in this world. Why am I going to let one person affect my attitude towards this and the way that I'm feeling? Because if we can be honest, you guys, if you let it affect your attitude, your mindset, the way that you feel about what you're doing, you're not going to do the work that you would have done, right? Like you might wake up that day and you're like, yes, I'm going to go like crazy today. I'm going to get 15 hosts to post up. I'm going to like go do all my follow-up. You're going to have like this massive list and I'm going to accomplish it and I can conquer the world. And then someone says something and is super rude or calls you a scammer or whatever, right? Like we all have it. Okay. And you let that shift your mindset. And then you're like doubting yourself. Well, I don't know if I want to ask someone else to put a post up because they might say something. And then you slow down and you don't get your work done that you went out and were so excited to do. Okay. That is you losing that vision and that sight for what you're going after, because you are allowing that one person to shift that mindset for you and then stop you from doing the things that are going to get you to that vision. Does that make sense, you guys? So whatever that is that you're seeing in your head for yourself and for everybody, it's different, you guys, and it grows. Okay. Like my vision for my life now is definitely not what it was when I first started this. My vision for what I want out of this business is not what it was when I first started. And I would say pretty much everybody is that way. But if and like, not a lot of people know this, but when I first started, you guys, no joke. Okay. Like I think I've been doing this for maybe a month. And a bunch of girls that I went to high school with, like legit, you guys, made a video, like wrapping themselves in saran wrap, making fun of me. Okay. Like blasted it out, everybody. And I was not popular in high school. Okay. Like no hate to homeschoolers. Okay. But I was homeschooled till sophomore year. Okay. That just kind of gives you an idea of how I was in high school. Right. So it's not like they were friendly to me in high school as it was. And so that happened. And if I had allowed that to affect my vision, because at that point in time, my vision was I was working 2 jobs and I wanted to cut back on my hours so I had more time with my son. And if I allowed that to affect my vision and change my vision, I would not be where I am today. And I would not be home full time with both of my kids here for every single thing that they need, not just cutting back hours, but now here full time. So I totally agree with what you say, Tavia. You cannot allow that one little negative thing to come in and completely shift your mindset and shift that vision. And I know it can be a lot easier said than done, but truly, you guys, you have to keep that vision at the forefront of your mind pretty much at all times. And I love, if you guys have not, I know my team is very, very familiar with it. Look on YouTube, Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. Okay. It's about a 30-minute audiobook. When I went triple, I listened to it every single day that month, every single day. Okay. It's hard. His voice is a little like not super entertaining, but I literally would listen and hear something new every single day. But the one thing that has just stuck with me, like since I started listening to that audio, is you become what you think about. So whatever you are putting in your mind, that is what you will become. And it's like scientifically proven. That's how our brains are. Your brain can't tell, and I'm not like super sciencey, you guys, but your brain can't tell the difference between reality and what you're telling it. So if you're sitting there saying, Tavia and I are both running for pres. I am presidential. I'm a presidential diamond. My name's Taryn De Silva. I'm a presidential diamond. I'm a presidential diamond with 120,000 BB, right? Just over and over and over. My brain doesn't know the difference, and it will start to shift and make things happen in order to help me achieve and attain that thing. Go ahead, Tavia. I'm like just going to keep talking.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that is very factual right there, guys. So here's the thing that I've realized is that I firmly believe that God never gives you a dream or a vision that He places on your heart that is going to match your budget, right? He's not checking your bank account, guys. He's checking your faith. Right. And I think at the end of the day, I actually had this conversation with my son today, and it was funny because I said, I said, if you knew right now in this moment that in 10 years, you were going to be one of the highest paid NBA players, would you get up every single day at 6 a.m. to work your butt off and make it happen sooner, or make it happen or whatever? Like, would you, knowing what the outcome was, would you now today work hard to achieve it? Right. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, okay, so here's my question for you. If you didn't know it was going to happen and it was only an option that it could be possible in the future, would you still push yourself just as hard? And I think sometimes it's not so much to question your vision, it's questioning your faith, right? And I think we've got to remember when we kind of back it out and we say, okay, so here's my vision, here's what it looks like I think I have it. That's great. But now the question is do you believe it? So like Taryn is saying, like, okay, this is your vision. Tell it to yourself every single day. Say it out loud every single day. Take time to manifest it every single day, because like she listened to the strangest secret every single day, right? She's heard something new. Do you not think it'd be the same thing for your vision? New things will start popping up in your vision, new things that start branching off this way, branching off that way, because every single day you compound on who you were from the day before. But the problem with this, or the positive with this, is that are you showing up as your best self today so that you're compounding in a positive way? Or are you showing up as your negative self, your not so best self, and that's compounding? Right? Because what you think about is what you become. It's what she said, right? This is no different. So if you're constantly, throwing yourself digs, here's an example. How many of you, if I were to be like, Tashima girl, you look good, sis. I don't know where I'm being real. Like, I don't know where you're going, but you look good, right? You're like, oh no, it's just this. Why is it? Do you guys ever notice, some of you do this, whenever someone gives you a compliment, you try to downplay it or downgrade it so that the focus isn't on you? Why do we do that, right? It's your subconscious. It is because it's a deep-rooted fear of being either the center of attention, of having someone show you love, even though it's what you desire, it's what you want. We have a hard time accepting it when someone else says it to us, right? But we have an easy time accepting when people tell us negative things. I'm not really like, why is there such a difference in correlation, right? So think about that when someone gives you a compliment. This is what I think my husband told me. He's like, listen, when someone gives you a compliment, take it for what it is. Stop trying to analyze that they didn't really mean what they said. And he said, and sometimes when people tell you things that don't hit the right way or that does come across bad, maybe you want to consider that for what it is too, right? I think so often we can dismiss the good, the positive comments that come our way, but then on the flip side, if it's someone saying something negative, right? Especially if it's someone we know, we try to downplay, oh, they didn't mean it that way. Oh, that's just them. What? No, right? So I think we've got to understand that whenever you have this vision, God would never place it on your heart, right? Is he's testing your faith. Like, I want to see how, like, you tell what is the statement? Like, you tell me the size of your dream and I'll show you how big your God is, or something like that, right? It's like when you think and manifest this vision, you guys, and as a new business owner, it may start very small. It may start and feel very awkward. You may not even know where to start. What does it look like? But look at your life and ask yourself, what sets your soul on fire, right? What today in this moment makes you want to get up every single day? What does it look like? What is it? Who is it? Right? And another thing too, and I'll hand it back to Taryn, you guys, and this is something that I'm trying to do better at every single day, but I think I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys have little ones, grandkids, nieces, nephews, kids yourself that are in your life around you most of the day, or at least a few times a week, and you're taking care of somebody else, right? So drop a me if that's you, right? Drop a me if you're constantly sort of externally focused, right? Where we're always doing the things. Who's super busy? Like, we're going to this, and then we're taking the kid there, and then we're taking the kid there. And I don't even know how I got there, but I teleported there somehow because I got this done. Then I got to make dinner, and then I got to do this, right? All the things, right? Here's the thing that I want you guys to start thinking about is, I firmly believe that we were not built, we were not created to allow ourselves to be stretched in 1,000 different directions and think that we have the ability to maintain that level of whatever level that is, right? We don't have the ability as humans to be able to maintain that level of giving. We don't have it, right? And I'm pretty sure every single one of you do you guys burn out? Like, does anyone feel like, I swear to God, if I could just sleep for 2 days straight? Hallelujah, right? Hallelujah, right? Seriously, have you guys ever felt that? If I could hand this kid, I could hand him over to a stranger at this point right now because he's getting on my last nerve. I literally, first kid, you're really protective. Second kid, you're like, third kid, I'm like, take him, take him, right? But seriously though, right? Like, and so you get to a point where it's enough. I can't do it anymore. I can't function. This isn't healthy. This isn't working. You start, like, your body starts breaking down, right? And I firmly believe, guys, it's no longer admirable to feel as if you've got to take on all the anxieties, the troubles, the worries, the actions of everybody else around you. I'm not saying you can't care for your kid, but you guys know what I'm saying. There's a difference between saying yes to their absolute needs and your husband or your spouse, and then there's a difference of saying yes to everybody else that may not directly impact your household, right? And as a result, you think you can maintain it and you're doing good for a little bit, and then all of a sudden stuff starts to slip. All of a sudden you have 10,000 things juggling in the air and things start dropping. You can't maintain it. This is falling. This is falling. Someone's asking for this and you don't have it. This one's falling. This one's falling. The kid needs this and you forgot to make this appointment, right? All of this stuff is happening. And I think what happens is then our vision, our desire to want more, our desire to be better is just pushed to the back. It's like, you know what? I don't have time for that. But here's the problem with that is, the longer that you allow yourself to push what really matters to the back, is the longer you're going to sit in the same exact place that you are today, whether you have a dream or whether you have a vision or not. And I think that you've got to get to a point where you understand that your self-care and your ability to dream and your ability to pray, your ability to just like have that time to decompress is just as important as taking care of your own children. Because if you're not your 100% self and you're not waking up every single day coming from an overflow and you're giving out like that, you're going to be dry before the day is over, right? And then what do you do? And I'm pretty sure now, do every single one of you during the middle of the day, does anyone just drop down in prayer? Anyone go to their prayer closet for 30 minutes during the middle of the day because they know that they're down and out? If some of you do, I think that's amazing, but some of you aren't there yet, right? The only way, and I'll never forget this, but I don't even know who told me, but I think it was maybe it was one of my counselors. He goes, I go to personal counseling. And yeah, so that is, I'm proud of that because there's a lot of stuff. But anyway, what she said to me was, it is not fair to allow your children, your team, your friends, your husband to be responsible for your happiness. That comes from you. And that comes from what you're getting poured into. And the only person that can effectively pour into you is God, is Jesus. It is that time that you can decompress to not only give him everything that is heavy for you, but also take his strength, right? Because in order for you to juggle all the things that you're juggling, you have to have overflow. Right? You have to, because if not, you're depleting yourself every single day before the day is over. And if you're finding that you're depleting yourself too soon, then you're taking on too much. My team knows this. I've said this before. If saying yes to everybody else is saying no to you, you have to evaluate whether or not it is meant to be in your life. And it's a hard decision. I'm not saying it's easy, but guess what, guys? You only have one life. And at the end of the day, I don't want to necessarily be remembered for I took on 1,000 things that I didn't get, but only 50% of it done. I want to be remembered as someone that just like loved hard, that always just wanted to come from a place of service, that took care of herself, right? Like those are the things I can control. I can't control whether or not someone leaves my team. I can't control that, right? I can't control if a customer cancels. I can't control if this BV drops. I can't control it. So why am I getting upset about it, right? What I can't control is my attitude towards it. What I can't control is my hustle. What I can't control is my vision and talking about it every single day. What I can control is how I'm manifesting it and what I'm showing up as and my self-discipline. I can control that. I can control the way I take care of myself, the supplements, the sleep I get, right? I can control that. And I think what we choose to do is we choose to focus on things we can't control. And so you feel like you're spinning your wheels. Well, no wonder, right? You're focused on the wrong things. And like Taryn said, what you talk about, where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? So if I'm constantly focused on things I can't control, I'm spent. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I just worried 24 hours about something that I was never going to change or impact anyway. Like, what? How crazy is that, right? So that's just my perspective. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you because I think some of you can feel that. Some of you have been in that. Some of you may still be in that.
So it's funny because this kind of totally leads into, this literally happened for me today, you guys. Okay. So, there's, I think a lot of you guys probably know, but if you're new, you don't know, you guys want to go Diamond because there's so many awesome perks that come with Diamond, but there is a Zoom every week that corporate does for us that's Diamond and above. And, it was so good today. And okay. So it's been kind of a struggle for me lately. My team knows this, like my husband's hours just changed. She just got a position that's requiring him to be, at work a lot more. My daughter is almost 2 and she is like having 3 children. Like, I don't even understand sometimes how she manages all the chaos that she does. And then I have a 14-year-old who's like doing football 4 days a week. And we live in the country. So it's like a 30-minute drive one way to take him to football. And so all those things have like compiled together and it's been a lot lately. And I'm like, holy moly, like everything's out of control. Okay. So then today on the Zoom, there was a girl whose husband still works, who was a 2.5-year-old and a 2-month-old. She's presidential and she went to Winner's Circle. And I sat there and I thought, how stupid am I? And I don't mean that in a negative way, just like, hello, wake up. You are sitting here making excuses for why you're not showing up for your business like you used to because things have changed. And here this girl has way more. I can't even imagine having a 2-month-old right now, way more on her plate. And I'm just letting everything be an excuse. And so you guys, you have to take a step back and look, and because my family is my biggest why. Like my family is what my vision is for. Okay. Because when we talk, are you okay? When we talk short-term and long-term vision, okay, my short-term vision is I want to take my family on vacations. My husband, I want him to be able to look at maybe having another avenue to go with his place of work. He's got a dangerous job, don't really want him in it anymore. So, he wants to get his pilot's license. So that's short term. I want to get him his pilot's license. I want to take my family on vacations. My long-term vision, okay, I want to be able to pay for whatever freaking college my kids want to go to. I want enough in the bank account that when my kids want to buy a house, I have a down payment already set up for them. Or even better, let me pay for your house in cash and gift you that. And that sounds crazy, you guys. Saying it out loud sounds crazy, but why not? If Mark can go from being a teacher to purchasing an island, why on earth can't I pay for a house for my kids, right? But how the heck am I going to sit here and let the very thing that I want, that is my why am I going to let that be my excuse? And that's where it comes down to, you have to have that vision, you guys. You have to know what that long-term vision, and sometimes you got to pull your head out of your butt. And that's what I had to do today, because it's like, listen, I can sit here and make excuses and vent and get frustrated. And it doesn't mean I'm not showing up for my business. I'm showing up for my business every single day, but I have not been showing up for it the way that I know I'm capable of. And what that's been doing is causing frustration for me. And it just starts this vicious cycle. And so you guys have to be able to see what that vision is. And then that vision has to be stronger and bigger than whatever the frustrations are that you're going through, whatever the things are that you use. I'm probably going to offend somebody, but you use that as an excuse. Okay. I know that everybody's going through something, and I'm not downplaying anything that anyone's been through or is going through. But at the end of the day, we all get to wake up and make a decision whether or not we're going to show up. And this business is so great because it allows so much flexibility. But that's also a problem sometimes, because that flexibility will allow you to make an excuse to not show up for your business. Well, I was just really busy today and I didn't get a chance to post, or I didn't get a chance to message for host to post. Okay, when I was working as a social worker, if I didn't feel like going to work, guess what? I still had to go to work. I didn't get to say, I don't feel like going today and working on my cases. I'm just going to kick back, right? I mean, maybe I did if I had a sick day and I called in sick, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have that option that we have, that we have with this business now. And so you guys have to be disciplined enough. And that discipline comes a lot of times from having that vision. And so one thing that I know that sometimes you guys, again, I know we can be saying vision and you're like, well, I don't know what my vision is. Okay. So let's just take a step back. Okay. Why did you start this business? What made you say yes? And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, well, I want to make a couple $100s a month. Okay. Cause that was me. Okay. When I started, it was like, I just want to do this to make a couple $100s a month. Now, if that's my reason, do you really think I'm going to show up every day for my business? No, it's way easy to be like, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice if I could make a couple hundred. So you have to dig deeper. You have to know why. Why do you want that couple hundred? Okay. And so when I first started, okay, why do you want a couple $100s extra a month, Taryn? Well, it will help pay for daycare. Okay. Why do you want help paying for daycare? Well, because I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working like 70 hours a week and I want some more time at home. Okay. Why do you want more time at home? Well, because my son's 8 and ever since he was born, I've always worked 2 to 3 jobs and I've never been around with him at night or on the weekends because I'm always so busy working. And now he's 8 and I've missed out on half his life, I feel like, and I just want to be with my kid. What do you think I'm going to work harder for? I want a couple $100s a month, or I want to be home with my kid and stop missing out on everything. I want to be home nights and weekends. I want to help with homework. I want to put him to bed. I want to have dinner with him. So you guys, that can help you get your vision right there. Keep asking yourself why. Well, why do you want that? And that will eventually dig you deep down into that thing. Now, for some of you guys, you might have already hit that first vision and now you're kind of stuck because you're like, okay, now what? Right? You can get stuck in that, because I know I had to go Ruby to make to be able to be home nights and weekends. And I went Ruby in 6 weeks. And then I sat at Ruby for almost a year because I didn't know what I wanted next. I mean, yeah, I was like, oh, I want to go Emerald next. Right. But really, I had no vision for what Emerald was. I had no vision for what Diamond was. And so I sat stuck because I didn't know what it actually meant for me, what my vision actually was. So if you're feeling stuck, I encourage you, don't say, well, I want this next promotion, right? Whatever the next rank is, or I want to re-rank back to this promotion. You have to dig deeper. You have to know why you want that. It can't just be that you want that next level, or I want to make $1,000 a month. Well, why do you want to make $1,000 a month? And when you answer that, you have to ask yourself again, why, and keep digging until you find that real, true core reason that just resonates so deep with you that you're like, I will do literally anything to make this happen. And so when we went from diamond to double gave me the income to be able to come home. And I knew why I wanted to come home, but I didn't have that connection yet. And so I kept missing it every month. We were just missing it by a little bit. And so we missed it in July. And so don't ever let anyone tell you that summer is slow. Okay. Because we missed it in July. And I said to my husband, babe, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to happen. And I love my husband, you guys. He's so good at calling me out if I need to be called out. And he goes, don't apologize to me. Apologize to Ivan. He's the one who's expecting you to come home and you keep letting him down. Didn't say it to be mean. It was just to kind of like get out of your head and get and do the dang thing. We went double the next month because I don't want to let my son down anymore. I want to be home. He is expecting this and I want to be able to do this for him. And that was strong enough to pull me out of whatever slump I was in, whatever rut I was stuck in. Okay. So sometimes it takes somebody speaking a little truth over you that might hurt to help you find that vision. Other times you just have to sit there and dig deep and know, why am I doing this? And then one thing I want to say, and then I'll let you kind of jump in again, Tavia. When we went triple, you guys, okay, a lot of you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I know we have new people on here. And I just think it can't hurt to go over this again. Okay. When we went triple, you guys, I was already home. So I'm like, okay, what do I like? I'm home. What does triple mean for? And you guys, I'm such a nerd. Okay. We are like major Disney freaks. And I wanted to go to Disneyland and not have a budget and like take my son and do whatever the heck we wanted to do. I knew that I was pregnant. And so I knew that life was going to change when Ashton got here. And so I wanted Ivan to have like one last hurrah, like only kid, got to do whatever you wanted. Okay. So it wasn't just, okay, I want to go to Disneyland. Okay. Number one, I had him sit down and plan the vacation with me. Now this child planned like a $30,000 vacation. Okay. Would not take the $30,000 vacation, but I mean, props to him for dreaming, right? But I was able to see what he wanted. And that started my vision of, okay, this is what this promotion is going to mean. And so after that, it just all started to come together in my mind. And guys, I kid you not. Okay. When I would think about going to Disney, I could literally see there's a specific kind of coffee I get at the Starbucks on Main Street every time we go. I could see myself walking out of the Starbucks on Main Street with that coffee in my hand. Sean was on my left. Ivan was on my right. I could see what I was wearing. I could envision all of it. I could feel the sunshine like Tavia was talking about earlier. I could feel there was like a cooler breeze. I could hear the birds. I could hear the music. I could smell the smells, hear like all the, like I knew. And it was, guys, when I think about it, I mean, I can see it now. It's like a split second, like maybe 5-second vision in my head, but I knew so strong what that was. And so the month she's hungry, she's telling you she's hungry. So that month that I was like, this is it. This is the month we're going triple. You guys, I went to Starbucks. Thank goodness I was pregnant. I probably would have gotten like, I didn't realize I was putting weight on, right? Like, I don't know. I was just going to Starbucks every day, but I went to Starbucks every single day and I ordered that coffee that I get at Disneyland. And I would come home and I would sit outside in the sunshine. And there's a website called soundsofdisneyland.com that you can get the playlist music from everywhere. Okay. So they have the Main Street music. So I would turn on the Main Street music with that coffee in the sunshine and I would sit down and work because that made my vision so clear. I was like, no way that this is not going to happen. So when we talk about getting a clear vision, that's what we're talking about. You have to know so stinking clear, see it, smell it, feel it, all the senses. Okay. You have to know it. So I'll let you go ahead, Tavia.
That's so good, you guys. So we are going to end with the video. It's not even long. I think it's like 6 minutes, but so I want to try something with you guys. You guys can comment in the chat as I'm telling you guys this. So first and foremost, I want you guys to tell me one sentence. Why did you join this business? And just be honest, for $500, $300, $200 for, just whatever it was. What was it for you? Daycare money. Okay. I'll wait because I want more answers. Type away. To quit my second job. Okay. All right. To make 250. Okay. 750 to replace. Okay. Maternity leave income. Okay. 300 to 500. I love it. All right. Got it. Wow. Build a new house. Wow. To make $500 extra income. Okay. To pay for. Okay. So let me ask, okay, so that's the first layer. So this is when I'm trying to help someone build a vision, I like doing it in ways of layers. Karen kind of alluded to it, but if we break it down, we say, okay, this is the first superficial face value of why you said yes. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so why? So when I was like, let's say I ask Felicia, cut out some of my overtime. Okay, why? Why do you want to do that? So then what would your next answer be? So if you were to take your response to me right in the chat and ask yourself, okay, why do I want to move out? Why do I want to work less overtime? Why for your son? Why? So literally one question, one word, why? So now tell me those answers. Why would it help to pay off Sarai's medical bills? Why do you want to pay for your, why do you guys want to do those things? Honestly, not sure. Came back, saw my upline promote. Okay, you know what? Nope, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. There's got to be another reason, right? So I would say like she said, dig a little bit deeper. So why? Okay, less stress. So these are your second layer. I was tired of being short every month. Okay, because I live. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so now this is your second layer, right? So now here's where you start to scratch the surface of what we call an emotional connection, right? You want to go a little bit deeper to the point where, okay, well, yeah, $500. That, here's the thing, guys, that when you say $500, you're not emotionally connecting to that, are you? Right? But when you say, well, $500 could actually pay for this, and this, right? Okay, I was tired of being broke by the end of the month. Okay, so now what we do is we are going to now go third layer and we're going to go even deeper. Now, some of you, it may take a little time to get this level. And as you progress, it's almost like with every elevation, and I don't just mean promotion in the business. What I'm saying is every elevation you feel you have in this business, meaning a milestone that you've hit personally, whether it's self-development, growth, spiritually, however, you're going to be able to push the envelope of this why, right? You're going to be able to manifest this vision a little bit deeper. So if we were to take your second layer, you guys, go deeper. So here's the thing. So let's see, I'm going to take one. I was tired of being broke by the end of the month. Okay, so that's Laura's second layer. So I'm going to ask you, okay, why? What did it make you feel like when you were broke? Now I want to quit my job. Okay, because parents couldn't be counted on. Okay, how did that make you feel then? So it's like, ask yourself the question beyond that. Okay. So now you have a reason, right? You have a second layer. So then you go further than that. Okay. The extra income will help me work less overtime and enjoy my time with my daughter. Why? Why is that important to you? Why enjoying your time with your daughter? Why? I want you guys, and this is, I know you're like, well, that's because why? No, go deeper. Is it because you love hearing her laugh? You love hearing her giggle. You know that at some point in 10 years, she's not going to be that little girl anymore. I want to know why. I need you to go deeper, right? The extra income will, okay, that's okay. So my vision has changed. I will work till I see 65,000 a month. Okay, but why? Why, Steph? 65,000 is great, sis. Like, that's freaking amazing. But why? What will that do? Is that because 65,000 is going to go here, help you give back here? Why? I need it broke down, because here's the thing. If you don't know exactly where it's going, you'll never get it. You've got to know how every single dime is going to be spent. You have to know how every single second is going to be spent. If you're pushing for freedom, then tell me where it's going to go. If you're pushing for money, tell me where it's going to go. Why is this so important to you? So, okay, Tashima says, it made me feel sad and unreliable to my family when they needed things. Seeing the disappointment on my girls' faces when I had to say no. That's perfect. And that's like one of those, what we call never again moments. When the moment that you have, many of us have had this, whether you're a mom, a father, or, aunt, uncle, you're taking care of someone and someone depends on you. And when you got to say no, it's heartbreaking, because you know that it maybe killed a dream inside of them. It killed something inside of them as a result of what you have to do, right? Doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, but it doesn't make you feel good, right? I want to have a house built, paid off, have a college fund set for my stepson, because I know it will not be that they're with his biological mom. Okay, and why though, Heather? Like, what will that do for him? Like, how will do you envision the way that he's gonna look when you tell him that his college is paid for? Like, what does that look like? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, what does it look like? And the reason why I say to go a little bit deeper with this, you guys, is because I don't know if you guys realize by you going layer after layer, do you guys realize these are posts? What I mean by this is this is how many of us, as we advance in our careers, develop our posts. This is what comes of it. So for example, like we take pictures with, let's say I would take a picture with my son, and I know one day I want to pay for his college, and I would literally take a picture, a selfie with him, like, I remember when I could hold this man child in my arms, and I know that one day he's going to be off to college, and it's going to be such an amazing feeling when I can hand him or hand the school a check for $1 million by the time college, I mean, for whenever he gets there, but to be able to hand him a check, and the look on his face, I know is just going to be, I would talk about it, right? Does this make sense? He knows he won't have to worry about it because he says he knows he can't go. Yeah. See? Oh my gosh. Like, and you know how gut wrenching that is for a child to think that he doesn't have an opportunity for something that someone else does. And for you to be able to give that to him, that's fulfilling, right? Like, that is like fulfilling, like you've never believed. Or what about some of you? Like, let me read this. Okay. I was exhausted, and when my daughters would actually cry every day I left for work, looked disappointed when I was, yes, that is what I'm talking about, Michelle. So that had to be gut wrenching for you every single day. And I'm not saying to sit and dwell in the negative feelings. What I'm saying is we can either sit and dwell in that, like Taryn was saying, or you use it as motivation. And I think what separates leaders from people that are just out here to be out here is just that. Are you going to take the disappointments that have happened up into your life, or the negatives or the setbacks or anything bad that you think is bad in your life that's happened? Are you going to take that as ammunition and motivation to want more and to do more? Or are you going to allow it to stifle you, to prevent you from actually continuing down your journey? Okay. What about some of you? Let's see. My sense for my own independence and beating the odds of my disability will never let me fully depend on another human. Are there things I cannot physically do now? Yes, but to lose my vision to, wow, this is good. Really put me in the ground because I refuse to let my take care of me every day. Okay, that's powerful, Mandy. That is really, really powerful. And I think you got to draw on that. I mean, here's the thing though. Do you know how many other people are in your current situation? And I have a question for you, Mandy. Do you talk about that on social media? And I know it's a personal thing, but here's the thing. You signed up to have a social media based business. And again, this is a little bit of my red, but a lot of times, you guys, do you think it's comfortable for us sharing the vulnerable parts of our own life? No, it's not. But here's the thing. When you sign up for a business that is service based, at least I feel it is, then you need to put your pride to the side and ask yourself, what does my audience need to hear from me? If God placed this vehicle in my path, then I have to serve others. And if I serve others versus, because here's the thing, not every interaction is a transaction, guys. Stop thinking that every communication and every interaction that you have needs to result in a loyal customer, needs to result in a distributor. Great if it is. But I had a conversation the other day with this girl, and she, I don't even know what her response was to me, but I felt the need in that moment to voice message her. And I was like, oh, it was something. Oh, that's what it was. We were talking about the business. And she's like, girl, like, have you seen me? Like, I don't think I could ever do this. And I said, I don't even know who you are, but I need you to stop right there. I don't need you to let any other negative word come out of your mouth. Like, I'm not sure what's happened to you. I think I said this here. I'm not sure what's happened to you in your past for you to believe or so easily say to another person that you don't know that you feel and speak so illy of yourself. And I'm so sorry for that. But I need you to know that you can do hard things. You are powerful. And I forget what else. So we were going back and forth, you guys, and she didn't sign up. But here's the thing. We made a connection. And do you know, every single day she has commented on my posts. She's interacted on my stories. And I'm not looking at it as, oh yeah, I'm looking, one day she'll be on my team, but I want people to leave me better than they found me. And if you start focusing from a place of service, then this vision that you have and the reason that you get up every single day will take flight, and you'll be able to post easier. You'll be able to come from a place of authenticity versus feeling like it's forced, right? Some of you don't look like what you've been through. Like, let's be real about that. When I'm reading some of these, and I know some of your guys' stories on my team that I don't necessarily see commented here, and that's okay. But I'm going to tell you this, some of you don't look like what you've been through. But here's the thing. If you've been through it, it's because you were strong enough to do it. So don't take that and hide that. Take that, embrace that, and talk about it. Here's the thing that I've learned. What I've been through People can look at it when I speak about it and think, oh, well, good for her. Those aren't my people. And if you want to say that about me, cool, but go say it over there. But I need you to end that statement with she's doing her thing though, right? At the end of it, I don't care what you say about me, however you say about me, I need you to end the statement with, but she's doing her thing. Yes, I am, right? And here's the thing you've got to remember is that you're not going to be liked by everybody, but that's not the goal, right? The goal is not to be liked by everybody. The goal is to put your message out there. If God gave you a past, it's because he wanted you to have it, right? Everything happens like for you guys, not just to you. And like I said, some of you have been through some crazy things, but you're still here. And if you're on tonight, you're hearing this message, right? So let me ask you, how often do you talk about it? Right? How often is that vision coming to the forefront of your life every single day? How often are you taking that and allowing it to manifest and grow bigger? How often are you allowing yourself to feel to sit in those ill feelings and get a never ever again moment, right? Are you allowing yourself the opportunity to rise from that, or are you like kind of like folding, right? Like, oh yeah, this and this happened and I don't want it to happen again, so I'm going to stay over here. But that's cool for you, like that's great for you. Like I think it's awesome. And I know Taryn does post for her team. I know I do post for my team. But here's the thing, guys, those are great. Those are great. But what would you be and what would your business be like if you took on the approach of telling your own story every single day? What would you be? Does it matter necessarily that you had 10,000 customers or distributors? It's not the point. You telling your story is not necessarily just for a transaction. You telling your story is telling your truth, because by you talking about things, do you know healing happens that way? So if some of you have a past that has been really, really crazy, one of the best ways to heal from it is to talk about it. And did you not know? Do you think that you're the only person that's ever been through what you've been through? Do you not know that you can relate to other people? And if people can start to relate to you because they relate more to your struggles than they do your success, I mean, what kind of cool conversations could you have? You could meet your best friends and you don't even know it, right? You know? So hopefully that makes sense, you guys. And we really want you guys to understand that, you know, before we get into the logistics tomorrow, which is what we'll be covering, the exact how to, we really want you guys to know and believe that it starts here. It starts here. And it's the deep, hard work that not everybody is willing to do, nor do we want to do some days. But guess what? We have to. And I think for every single one of you, you guys have to understand that you owe this to yourself. Right? You know, I firmly believe we weren't made to just be silent in this life. We got to live boldly. And I think that if you have the opportunity to speak your truth to other people and show other people, because think about it, Taryn went triple diamond, right? And I'll never forget it. Like, here's the thing, her and I, it's crazy because we're sidelines, you guys. And I always remember, like, she's like this super tall, like, gazelle unicorn that was just like super good at signing customers. And we really didn't know each other years ago. And I remember getting her on Zooms and she'd be like all these like crazy, like massive enrollments. And I'm like, who is she? Right. But here's the thing, like, because Taryn knocked down milestones that I believed I couldn't do, because she did it, she gave other people unconsciously the approval to do the same. You may think that by you talking about your story and talking about your successes and talking about your triumphs, where do my yellows at? Well, I don't want to push too much because I don't want people to think that I'm like, you know, no, here's the thing. Here is the thing. Okay. Here's the thing, yellows. I love you. I love you. But I'm going to tell you this is that you've got to start getting comfortable with the fact that you are powerful beyond measure, just like a red is, just like a green, or just like a bubbly blue, right? You've got to get in a position and position yourself to know that because you're telling your story doesn't make you superficial and doesn't make you conceited. No, it makes you exactly who you are. And if you know your heart is coming from a place of service, then you don't owe anybody an explanation, right? And I'm red, and I probably could give people an explanation because, you know, whatever, I rub people the wrong way, but I still don't because I don't need to. I really could care less, right? And it's not to for me to sound like I'm mean, because I don't think I'm mean. But at the end of the day, them and me constantly worrying about what other people think of me is not necessarily going to propel me forward, right? It's not going to help me reach my goal. So I am not going to sit and worry about what other people think of me because I can't control that. It's none of my business. right? Same thing for yellow, same things for green, same thing for blue, right? I'll never forget it really fast. My husband, I don't know if he's kind of yellow. He probably is because some things I'm like, Okay, so there was this conversation. Let me give you an example, right? There was a conversation he had. This was like a couple years ago when we were getting, someone was actually supposed to do lawn service. Okay. New lawn, got to call the people. He calls this person and he's like, hey, we got a new lawn. I want to get some, lawn service. The guy's like, okay, cool. Yeah. So, all right. And he's like, so do we like make an appointment? Like, do you come out? And I'm hearing this conversation happen. And of course, me, I want to step in, but I was like, no, go ahead. So, and he's like, well, yeah, I can come out. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is Brandon. So, okay. What time? Like, what are we, how is this going to happen? Right. Long story short, the conversation ends and Brandon was really, really uncomfortable. He's like, I don't even know if he knew what he was talking about. Like, it felt really like whatever. So do you know that even as a yellow, he needs to be told what to do. He needs to be told where his energy should flow, where his focus should go, how he should believe in himself, what he needs to do. Because here's the thing, you got to remember, we actually went with someone else who was even more expensive, but he knew what he was doing. He was very direct on the phone. He was very specific. He was confident in his posture. Like he knew what he was talking about. So we went with him. Not the person who was like, well, I don't know. Right? So I want you guys to remember as yellows that even though you think other people don't want to be talked at or talked to, you're seriously mistaken because people need to be led in this life. They don't understand. When you join this business, did you guys know how to dream? Did you know how to vision? No, you're on here tonight, right? Some of you still may not feel like you know what to do, but you need that guidance. It's no different than everybody else in our community. So don't take it as you're, giving the call to action and you feel super cheesy, like, oh my gosh, like, they're going to think I'm selling to them. Yes, sis, you are like, let's just call a spade, right? So I want you guys to really understand that as yellows, don't take that perspective of you're being conceited and you're pushing someone. No, they need to be directed. You're the expert, start acting like it, right? I mean, that's the moral of it, right? So anyway, I think we're going to watch a video. Sorry, Mandy. Yeah, there's a lot of yellows, and I just need you to know yellows are very powerful. Okay, some of you haven't tapped into your full potential, but I'm gonna tell you right now, yellows are powerful. Okay, never underestimate that. Anyway, so I think we want to watch this video. It's 6 minutes, really fast, you guys, and yeah, Taryn, do you need me to?
Do you have it, or do you need me? Because I have it pulled up. Can I share screen? Yeah,
hold on. I'm gonna make you host.
Oh no, you have to enable me or make me a co-host. I think because it says you've disabled share screen.
Do it now.
Okay, hold on one second because I'm pulling it up. There was some other stuff in that folder too, and I just want to make sure we have just that. And then, thanks, babe. Okay, can you see that, Tavia?
Yep.
Okay, and then let me make sure the sound is on. Okay, all right, guys.
All right, here we go. The one thing when we're thinking about conference, I wanted to make sure when we think of the word more, we knew what it meant. And more is often defined by what other people have. Go ahead and sit down for a minute. We'll be back up. We're influenced every day. We get our phones out, and it's on our scroll. Look at that house. Look at that car, that vacation, the clothes, the gadgets. I want that. I want that. Check out. Add to cart. Do it again. But that's all stuff. Right? That's just stuff. That isn't more. I want you today to understand more we're going to talk about. We want you to be more, give more, and live more. Are you ready to live more? So, a vision is not what you see with your eyes open. It's what you see with your eyes closed. That's so important. I didn't know how many people were going to be here. When I closed my eyes, man, every one of these seats were full And that was our vision. I want you to close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. We'll bring the lights down a little bit. I want to start this in complete darkness. Well, some of you don't have your eyes shut. I know as a teacher, when they tell me to do that, I go, no way am I closing my eyes. But look, no one else is in this room. It's just you and me. And this is important. So A, don't be afraid. And I dare you to face this. Keep your eyes closed. Just take this moment with me. We've been on a high the last few days. Let's relax for a minute. Let's envision what more means in your life. This is your moment. Just keep your eyes shut. What do you see right now? Where are you? Where's your happy place? Are you playing at the park with your kids? Are you in a dream home? Are you checking that vacation off your bucket list? Are you outside? Is the sun shining? Is there a view? You're not watching the clock. You don't have any appointments, no obligations, nowhere to be but right here, right now. In this moment, take a deep breath. Now visualize what gives you that warm feeling inside. What brings you joy? What makes you happy? Now take a minute and imagine you have already become your best self. You've accomplished so much of what you've set out to do. With your eyes shut, just kind of smile and be proud right now. You're seeing a life you want. You made more money than you've ever had before. All the bills are paid. Debts are gone. That pressure is gone. The weight of financial burden is lifted. As your best self, how do you look? How do you feel? Did you lose that weight you set out to lose? You feel rested, you're energized. Are you ready to take on whatever comes next? I want you to remember right now what this looks like, what this feels like, who you're with, where you are, who you've become. I want you to fall in love with a life of more. I want you to acknowledge that feeling in your heart. You like that? Do you like that? That is your more. Now open your eyes. Make sure your wallet's there in your purse. No, I'm kidding. That's my family. That's not your family. All right. Doesn't that feel good? Seeing that best vision? Your life of more. That's what's so exciting about this conference. You start to get a vision of what your best life can look like. Doesn't that feel good? Say it. Say, so good. So good. Do it again. So good. So good. Sounds like that. So good. So good. You know, and it works. We always talk about creating your dream board. A lot of you do, but I know a lot of you don't do it. But here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to either take your phone or write down just one thing that you saw just now in that vision. One thing that you were like, yes. After you leave here today, I want you to find some time for yourself to expand on this.
So good. So you guys, I want you to do like Mark said. I want you to take that vision and I want you to take that with you tonight, okay? You all felt it. If you did that, if you closed your eyes and you listened to what he had to say and you were present, you all felt it. He said that feeling in your heart, you all felt it. So I want you guys to take that tonight And Pam actually told me a couple years ago, she said that when you are going to sleep at night, you need to have that vision in your head of whatever that thing is that you're going for, whatever your why is, whatever your vision, you need to have that in your head. And she said, you only focus on it for 10 seconds maximum. Any more and your brain starts kicking into overdrive and is like, yeah, but how? And then you start to psych yourself out. So I want you guys to take that vision tonight and for 10 seconds, like, this is what Pam said, okay, guys? And we know Pam is like the queen of knowing how to manifest it and bring it about. Lay in your bed tonight and for 10 seconds, lights out, on your back, flat on your back, no other distractions. Envision whatever that was that you just saw when Mark was telling you to vision that. And then think about it for 10 seconds and then don't focus on it anymore. Your subconscious will go into work tonight and start looking for how can we make this happen and start making that a habit of every single night when you're going to bed. And guys, I do that. And as soon as I'm done with that, I say, okay, God, you know what I want. Now please take it and bless it. You know exactly what you've placed this dream in my heart. You know what it is that I want. Now please just take it and bless it. And I will trust your timing with it. And that's really hard. Okay. But do that, you guys. Have that vision for yourself. And I'm so excited. I'm so proud of every single one of you for showing up. And I do want to piggyback off of what Tavia said, you guys, you each and every one of you is so beyond deserving of whatever that vision is. All right. Because so often we have that vision and then we feel as if, I don't know. I mean, like Tavia was talking about earlier, and just as I think it's mainly women, we might have a couple men on, but I'm going to speak to the women. Okay, men, I'm sorry, but I'm going to speak to the women for a second, because we do have so much placed on us, especially as moms and wives, of that we are supposed to be giving to everybody else. And it is selfish for you to want that thing for yourself. And I'm here to tell you, it is not selfish, and it is okay for you to have that vision and that dream for something for yourself, even if it doesn't involve your family. If it's just wanting to go get your nails done every month, sister, you go get your nails done every month. Okay. Like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to know that these bigger visions, those bigger things that you guys have in your heart, like Tavia said, God didn't place it there to not give you a means and a way to achieve it. But you have to know, you guys, that you are beyond deserving of it. You are beyond worthy of it. All right. Every single one of you, I'm going to get slightly preachy on you. Every single one of you is a child of God. All right. And if my kids come to me and say, Mom, I really want this, I'm not going to be like, okay, in your dreams, good luck. Right? I'm going to go and do whatever I can to help make that happen. Why do you think that God would treat you any differently? God loves you more than you love your own children. And I don't remember the verse off the top of my head, but there's a verse that talks about, if you as a parent would not give your child a snake when they ask for bread, why do you think God would give you something worse than what you're asking for? God is going to give you what you're asking for if you're going to him in full faith and confidence that he's going to bring that about. And it all starts with, you guys, that vision, that knowing that it's yours and knowing that you are freaking worthy of it. Stop doubting yourself. Stop telling yourself lies, whatever things are going on in your head. Well, yeah, Taryn, you don't know. I have a tainted past. I don't give a crap, you guys. I don't care where you came from, who you were. That's not who you are. And that is not where you are going. So you deserve every single thing that is in that vision for yourselves. I'm so excited for this, you guys. Don't forget to get on tomorrow night, because it's going to be killer tomorrow night too. Go ahead, Tavia, and finish this
We're
up.
so excited, you guys, about tomorrow. Tomorrow's all the how-to. It's the logistics. My greens are going to be happy. We even developed a specific board for this. So we're really excited to kind of roll this out to you guys. We wanted to start tonight, obviously, to set the stage for this. But like Taryn said, we really want you to lean into this tonight, you guys. And we appreciate you guys for hopping on and just being super present. I want to do a boomerang or hands-free. So everyone pull out your phone. And we're going to put this, because again, remember, we got to live out loud. We have to live boldly, right? So we're going to show this. So I will count to 3, and you can either like do whatever you want to do, smile, turn your camera on, all the things. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okay. Awesome. Did everyone get one, or does anyone need one? You guys are good? All right. So I'm going to stop recording, you guys. I will go ahead and make sure I get this uploaded, and I'll make sure Taryn gets it, you guys. But again, tomorrow, you guys, is at 9:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Pacific time. And again, it's going to be all the logistics. We're going to kind of lay out what we've been doing, you guys, to really, again, make the dreams a reality. So we appreciate you guys for hopping on, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.